man pulled the cow's tail. The cow kicked the hen. The hen laid a chick. The chick was snatched away by an eagle. A hawk caught the eagle. The chick fell into the chimney. It stepped on burning wood and rolled into the cowshed. The fire ignited the hay. The chicken grabbed the cow to escape. The cow kicked over water and put out the fire. Upon seeing this, the man's pipe fell from his mouth. The fire instantly spread to the dock. The raft carried the fire to Springfield. The fire reached the school, but all the fire extinguishers were missing. Bart had made a go-kart out of all the school's fire extinguishers. Bart rushed all the way toward the town. He happened to put out all the fires in the town. Bart thus became the town hero. The mayor would grant him one wish. Bart wanted a driver's license.
To kill?
No, to drive.
Shoot yourself.
After getting his license, Bart drove to various places to travel. He also met Darcy, who was 5 years older than him during his journey. After spending a day together, they became a couple. Darcy proposed to marry Bart.
What?
Darcy thought that since Bart had kissed her, they should get married. The next day, they went to the marriage registry office. When it was Bart's turn to sign, he confessed to Darcy that he was only 10 years old. Darcy also had something she was hiding from Bart.
I'm pregnant.
The father of the child was an exchange student who had already left.
I wanted you to marry me so my baby would have a dad. Marrying you is my only hope. When my parents find out, they're gonna kill me.
Bart decided to marry Darcy.
How? You're just a kid.
The staff member reminded them that in Utah, you can get married at 10 years old. So the two planned to get married in Utah. Meanwhile, Marge received Bart's letter. They learned that Bart was going to marry Darcy and that Darcy was pregnant. Marge and Homer planned to go find Bart first. Darcy's parents also came to the Simpsons' house.
Did you mention she was knocked up?
No.
Oops, sorry for the spoiler.
Just as Bart and Darcy were about to complete the wedding ceremony, Marge and the others arrived. Darcy's father wanted to teach Bart a lesson. Bart tried to fight back, but failed. Darcy told her father what had happened.
I just wanted to marry him so you and Mom wouldn't be ashamed of me.
Unexpectedly, her parents weren't angry, because Darcy's mother was also pregnant.
We can lie to the neighbors and tell them they're twins.
Awesome idea, Dad. I guess this is the end for us, Bart. Thanks for everything.
Homer had always dreamed of becoming president, but at this moment, all he wanted was to see Flanders broke and his store shut down. After making his wish, Homer pulled apart the wishbone. As luck would have it, Homer got the blessed side. It looked like Flanders' left-handed store wouldn't last long. Homer happily took a bite of his donut. Just as he was celebrating the fulfillment of his wish, he choked on it the next moment. A few days earlier, Flanders had invited the Simpsons to a barbecue party. The other guests were thrilled by the invitation. Who could refuse a delicious barbecue? But Homer deliberately stayed away. He knew Flanders was better than him and didn't want to stand next to Flanders, as that would make Homer look like a loser. So Marge brought some desserts to Flanders' house, explaining that Homer was too busy with things at home to make it. But at that very moment, Homer was lying on the couch watching TV, fantasizing about whether Marge would feel guilty if she came home to find him starved to death.
And I'd be laughing from my grave.
At Flanders' house, the meat on the grill was sizzling with oil. The aroma of barbecue wafted over to Homer's house. When Homer caught the scent, he couldn't stop drooling, but all he could do was watch Bart eat. Unable to resist any longer, Homer showed up at the barbecue party. He grabbed enough food for 5 people and sneaked off to eat alone under a tree. As the barbecue party was winding down, Flanders announced something important to all the neighbors. He said he had quit his high-paying job to start his own business. Since there were many left-handed people in the world but no stores dedicated to serving them, he had decided to open a specialty store for left-handers. After finishing the barbecue, Bart sprawled on the couch watching TV. At such a young age, he already had a big belly. Marge was worried seeing Bart like this and urged him to get up and exercise. But none of the outdoor activities appealed to Bart. Just then, a karate commercial came on TV, showing people doing impressive moves. After watching it, Bart declared he wanted to learn karate.
See, Marge, you knocked TV and then it helped you out. I think you owe somebody a little apology.
Homer dropped Bart off outside the karate dojo. For just $10, Bart could train there for a day. Meanwhile, Homer went to Flanders' store, which hadn't sold a single item since opening. Occasionally, there would be clumsy customers who,
Now you put that money away, that was an accident.
seeing they didn't have to pay for damages, would ask Flanders to stamp their parking validation for free. Seeing this situation put Homer's mind at ease. On the first day of karate class, the instructor gave each student a copy of The Art of War, but Bart said he didn't pay money to read books. He wanted to learn the Iron Head technique right away. However, the instructor explained that before learning, his mind needed to be filled with wisdom. When Bart heard he'd have to read, he made up an excuse and ran away.
Touch your death, touch your death, touch your death.
Homer came home feeling quite smug. Seeing Flanders' empty store made him happier than anything. Then Marge suddenly asked Bart what he had learned at school. Panicking, Bart had no choice but to randomly demonstrate his death strike. For the next several days, this father-son duo followed the same routine. Bart would slip away from the karate dojo to the arcade, while Homer would laugh at Flanders' misfortune and then go drinking. Actually, there were quite a few left-handers around him. For instance, Moe really wanted to buy a left-handed bottle opener. Homer thought of Flanders' store, which had exactly that, but claimed he didn't know where to get one. Burns was also left-handed and always struggled with can openers. Again, Homer thought of Flanders.
Come on, Homer, tell him about the store. I'm dying out here.
Sorry, Flanders.
When Homer got home from work, he saw his neighbor dealing with furniture. After just a few days of operation, Flanders had gone bankrupt. Homer had his eye on Flanders' barbecue grill, but was only willing to pay $20 for it. Homer was already an expert at taking advantage of people in distress. In the end, for less than $100, he practically moved Flanders' entire living room back to his house.
Hey, keep your hands off my china hutch.
That day, Lisa was bullied by school bullies again. They kept her saxophone and wouldn't give it back. Eventually, Lisa was reduced to tears. When Bart saw this, he asked Lisa what had happened. That's when Lisa remembered Bart had been learning karate recently and could surely help her. Lisa told Bart to use his death strike on them right away. Bart had no choice but to reluctantly step up.
It's funny how 2 wrongs sometimes make a right.
That day, someone from Springfield's debt collection agency came looking for Homer. Homer kept whining about being broke until he finally realized the person was looking for Flanders. Homer was shocked that Flanders would be in debt, so he went back to the mall and found that Flanders' store had closed. Only then did Homer realize the severity of the situation. He immediately went home and returned the grill and furniture to Flanders. Then he discovered that Flanders' house had been seized, and the whole family could only spend the night hiding in their car. Flanders felt his life was over. Before, he would read the Bible for comfort, but this time he was so poor that even the Bible had been sold. Since that barbecue party, Flanders' life had gone downhill.
It's all my fault.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, you tried to warn me about gambling my family's future on some big enough hope. I didn't listen. Homer, you were a true friend.
Oh, I was just boy.
Homer hugged Flanders and cried. Then it occurred to him that things weren't completely hopeless. He told Flanders to return to the store tomorrow no matter what. So Homer immediately went home and started making phone calls. He notified all the left-handers in Springfield to come support Flanders' store the next day. When the residents heard this news, they immediately got up and headed to the mall. The next day, Flanders didn't have much hope. He only came to the mall because he had promised Homer.
Come on, you lefties. Oh, what did I tell you? It's all here, and it's all backwards. That's right.
Flanders saw that his store was actually packed with people. These niche consumers had amazing purchasing power. They weren't just buying products, they were buying respect for minorities. Flanders was very grateful to his friend Homer. If it weren't for Homer, Flanders would have been homeless.
And Ned Flanders, the richest left-handed man in town.
A group of gorillas were drinking water by the river when suddenly they were attracted by a giant stone. The moment these gorillas touched the stone, they instantly learned many skills. However, when the gorilla that looked like Homer touched the stone, he fell straight to the ground and fell asleep. Homer slept all the way through to modern times. One day, Lisa was about to participate in a school performance when she discovered that a reed on her saxophone was broken. Marge happened to be away from home, so Lisa had no choice but to ask Homer for help. Homer wrote down the information about the needed reed on the sole of his shoe, then immediately rushed to the music store in town. He found that the store had 5 minutes before closing, so he noticed the bar next door.
Beer.
After Homer finished his drink, he found there were only 15 seconds left, so he rushed to the music store only to find it had already closed.
No, 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 no.
What's the matter, Betty?
The moron next door closed early.
I happen to be that moron.
Oh, me and my trenchant mouth.
Homer begged the music store owner to open the door. The owner thought for a moment but still refused Homer. Homer wanted to use Lisa's photo to persuade the owner to open the door, but after searching through his wallet, he didn't have a single photo. Finally, Mo stepped in to plead on his behalf and got the owner to open the door. The owner asked Homer what he needed. Homer looked at the sole of his shoe and threw away the obstructing chewing gum.
Number 4.5, read. Woohoo!
Mm-hmm. And what instrument does she play?
I don't know.
The owner listed all the instruments in the store to Homer. This careless Homer actually didn't know what Lisa played every day until the owner mentioned the saxophone. Homer had a sense of déjà vu and said that was it.
Alto or tenor?
At that moment, Lisa had already taken the stage to perform. The harsh sound was somewhat unbearable for the audience, and everyone's harsh words made Lisa shed tears. Homer arrived at the school panting heavily, just in time to see Lisa being kicked off stage by the principal. Now Homer could only try to make amends. He bought Lisa a huge ice cream, but Lisa only took one bite and stopped eating. Seeing this, Homer had to apologize to Lisa. Although this couldn't make up for much, Homer still hoped Lisa could forgive him.
I forgive you.
No, you didn't mean that.
No, I didn't.
Back home, Homer began watching videotapes of Lisa's childhood. He discovered that he had never spent much time caring about Lisa before. To make up for his relationship with Lisa, Homer began spending more time with her, but this still didn't earn Lisa's forgiveness. Homer wanted to give up on mending his relationship with Lisa. If this continued, their father-daughter relationship would face the risk of breaking apart. Homer needed to use one ultimate gift to win back his daughter's love, the pony Lisa had always wanted. Marge immediately reminded Homer that their family didn't have enough money to buy a pony. If they bought one, it would leave the family struggling financially.
You sound like you're going to buy a pony. Promise me you won't. What was that? Was that a yes or a no?
Huh.
Those aren't even words.
No.
The next day, Homer immediately took time off to go to the farm to buy a pony. He didn't care how much it cost, but after the farm owner told Homer the price of the ponies, Homer could hardly believe that a horse cost $500,000, and the cheapest horse there cost $5,000. Homer couldn't even come up with $5,000, so he had to go to the nuclear power plant to request an employee loan. Burns gave Homer a form. After Homer signed his name on it, he took the money and bought the cheapest horse.
Simpson, you've done it again.
Homer sneaked it onto Lisa's bed without anyone knowing. Lisa loved the pony Homer bought her. She even rode the horse into Homer's bedroom. But the Simpson family couldn't afford to keep a horse and had to board it at a stable, with monthly expenses far greater than raising a child. Seeing Lisa so happy, Homer endured it. Back home, Marge worried over the bills. She said the family needed to increase income and reduce spending. Homer suggested stopping Maggie's formula, but Marge thought Homer should quit drinking beer. Homer couldn't accept giving up beer. He said money was everywhere in this world, and there were endless jobs on the streets. With his abilities, he could solve money troubles in no time.
Do you have any jewelry you don't need anymore?
Homer went to the convenience store and bought a scratch-off ticket. He hoped to get rich overnight so he wouldn't worry about money, but in the end he didn't win. Apu advised Homer to find a job and earn money steadily. The convenience store happened to be hiring a night shift clerk. Homer thought about it and agreed, as the hours worked for him. But Apu told Homer that the biggest danger of this job was getting a few bullet holes in his body. He taught Homer to try to block bullets with his shoulder. Who would have thought a small store had so much to learn? After working all night, Homer returned home. Marge asked Homer where he'd been all night. Homer pulled Marge aside and said he'd found a part-time night job. This way, when he got home, he'd sleep for 5 minutes, eat breakfast, and continue to work at the nuclear power plant.
my god, she killed him.
From that day on, father and daughter lived similar lives. Lisa happily rode her horse at the stable, while Homer worked like a horse at the convenience store. Lisa fed hay to her pony and listened to music, while Homer sneaked beef jerky and drank blueberry soda at the store. After several days, Homer was so tired he could barely keep his eyes open. On the way home, Homer was already hallucinating. At that moment, beds were everywhere on the road. Homer's desire to sleep reached its peak. He returned home in a daze and spent the happiest minute of his life. After dinner, the kids sat on the sofa watching TV. Homer walked out of the house like a zombie and collapsed on the steering wheel. Lisa asked what was wrong. Marge said that keeping a pony cost a lot of money, so Homer had found another job. After hearing this, Lisa thought Marge wanted her to give up the pony. Marge said no one could force her to do anything. Lisa needed to make the decision herself. So that night, Lisa went to the store to see Homer's work. The next day, she went to say goodbye to her pony. After saying goodbye to the pony, Lisa came to pick up Homer. She told Homer to quit this job right away. More than the pony, she loved someone else.
No, what is it, a hippopotamus?
I mean you dummy.
Aw.